I'm a mom of like 2 boys, so if I just felt like I should do this video where I'm answering like questions about labor, because I feel like a lot of people have these questions, but they kind of like feel sort of somehow like they just don't want to ask, or like they're just too afraid to ask. So we're going to be answering those questions. But while I'm answering those questions, I'm also going to be doing my makeup. The first question is, will I poop during labor? I think I'm trying to figure out like the situation at which someone actually ends up like pooping during labor. Well, for my first son, my first child, my first son, I did poop, but I I think it was just due to the pain that I was feeling at that time. It was like new. You know that everybody has like their threshold of like pain and the amount of pain that they can feel and they felt and their body is kind of like accustomed to. So you get to a place where you get is a lot and then you put it. Just like when um it's just like when like a child is scared and then the child pees. Like the child is like so scared that the child like pees. So it depends. I don't even believe that everybody poops like during labor. So I wouldn't know if you would. But I did my first child, and I think it was just because of the fact that this pain was new to my body. So my body was trying to look for a way to cope, like to kind of. So that was just it. That was why I pooped. For my second child, I didn't. And a lot of people say that, oh, when you go for before labor, like don't eat a lot, don't eat too much, because if you eat too much, you're going to poop. But there's a possibility that you would, especially for your first child. So yeah, so that's like the first question. Second question is, how bad is the pain really? Whew. I feel like I don't, even when before I gave birth, right? I was looking for videos like this, like videos that really answers like this question of, oh, how painful is labor, right? But I didn't find any. I didn't find any. So yeah, so I'm doing the video right now for you guys so that you guys not tell me that I did not tell you, I did not warn you. But so yeah, I'm warning you right now. It is a lot of pain, right? It is a lot of pain. But I also believe that I don't think that the pain comes from um like pushing the child, like trying to give birth. It doesn't come from then. It comes from like the contraction that you feel, like the pressure that you feel, and the preparation of getting dilated and getting ready to release the child is like where the pain is. So yes, I don't necessarily think it's from there. It's actually from the contraction. But yeah, the contractions are very like painful. Like you hear a lot of people like talk about their experience where they are pulling out their hair. I remember one of my aunts that made her hair, like literally she was like trying to prepare for the childbirth, and then she went to go and make new hair, new everything, like feeling herself, trying to like look good for like her baby. Honestly, don't know why people do that, but yeah. So at the end of the day, during the labor, she literally pulled her hair, like her braid, because she made braids. So she literally pulled her braids out of her scalp. Yeah, so she cut off like literally just from the pulled out. And literally, I don't know why a lot of people say that. Like a lot of like, especially nurses, they make it look as if like being able to do this breathing stuff like helps. It didn't do anything for me. The pain was just it was a lot. I couldn't breathe well. I couldn't think well. I couldn't like. I know a lot of people where a lot of ladies that mostly the ones that go with like their husband for labor and all of that. I hear like a lot of situations have happened where they slap and punch and do a lot of harmful things to their husbands. Because I'm like, I wonder why. Because in my mind, I'm like, it was both of you that did this stuff that brought this speaking. So it's not like, okay, so yeah, so I think that probably answers that question of how bad. The pain is a lot. It's a lot. If there's like a scale and then we're trying to measure it 1 to 10, like the pain is 100, bros. It's a lot. But I also feel like there are people that can actually handle the pain better than others. And then the next question is, will I tear down there? Oh my gosh, depending on the size of your child. If you have a big-headed child, if your child is like big, right, you definitely get a chair because the child will need like more room to, kind of escape your womb. So depends. It depends on how big the child is. So if the child is like very big, like I said, the child will need like more room to escape your womb. So yeah, so like for me, just going to be using myself as giving examples from myself because I feel like examples are the best way to go. Right. So for me, for my first son, I did like tear down there and then they had to like stitch it up. Gross. But yeah, so and that was because my first son was 4 kg. He came out 4 kg, so he was a bit big. He wasn't really that big because I've seen a lot of children that were like 5, and then the mothers had to go through a lot. But yeah, so my first child was like 4. People actually say 4 is like a lot, but yeah, he was 4 kg, and then yeah, so he was a bit big. So I did tear down there, and then they had to like stitch it up and all. Then for my second, I think that guy was 2.5. I'm not really sure. I'm not keeping track of these things, so it's my husband that has to keep track of all these things. But yeah, so he's like 2.5, I think, ish. So he was small. He was like really small. He's still really small. It's like a smallish, petite child. So yeah, so he weighed 2.5 kg. I didn't get any tear from him. So it depends on the size of your child. But it's always best for the children to be like smaller coming out and then grow after they're out, because we don't want them to be big inside the womb, because the stress of bringing them out when they are big is just a lot. So please avoid eating a lot of weird things that can make your children sugar. Like avoid all those yogurt, plenty yogurt, all those weird drinks and all those weird sugary things that can make your child big. Like for me, when I was pregnant with my son, I think the one thing that I knew that was a lot was Hollandia. We were just drinking. I was just drinking Hollandia milk. Hollandia. I don't know. It was just passing. It was really nice though. So it was really passing and it was nice. So I was drinking a lot of that, and yeah. So the child ended up being super big. What happens right after the baby comes out, guys? Right, what happens right after the baby comes out? You feel relief, bro. Like, do you know that the minute the baby comes out, like you just forget about the pain. You just forget about the fact that, oh, I was just struggling here to breathe. It was like it's a thing of the past. Immediately the baby just pops out. You just feel like relief. Honestly, like you just feel like a weight has been lifted. And I'm not just saying it for like mentally, even physically, like you just feel like a weight has been lifted. You just feel really free. It's like I've been carrying something for a very long time in my body, and then the thing has just like come out. You know when you've been holding like pee and you want to like pee and like you're running to like get to where you need to get to so that you can pee. That relief, something like that. You feel like relief, you feel happy, very emotional, like, oh, that thing that we've been waiting for, it's out here now. That thing that we've been nurturing in the womb, it's like out here now. There's just a lot of like feeling. I don't think I can really explain that feeling, but for me, for both my children, I just always like feel that relief, that release. Like, it's just like a pressure has just been released and it has been taken away from you. So that's literally how it feels when the baby comes out, and you might feel a bit like hot there, like pain, but like stinging pain. You might feel like that's like stinging pain there. This question is, will I lose control or embarrass myself? See, it's completely normal to lose control and embarrass yourself. Like for me, right, that's for my first child. I know that I was really, really just out of control. I didn't even want to see anybody there. Like, I think the only person that was my friend at that point was the nurse. I didn't want to even see my husband because in my mind, I'm like, why is this one here? And then they tell me, don't try to, don't try to tell me anything. You don't know anything. You don't know what's happening here right now. You're like shy of like useless. please don't talk to me, don't comfort me, don't console me. You don't have the right to do anything. So there's just all of that kind of feeling. You just you just want to shout. You want to cry at the same time. You even say things that you did not expect to say. Like I just said now, right? You just feel like everybody's against you, nobody's for you. The only person that cares about you is probably the nurse that is trying to help you to push out the baby. Like that's like literally the out of control that people actually feel. And especially, I'm just going to speak for myself. I don't know about other women, but yeah, but for me, yeah. So that's just like the out of control that I usually felt. This was for my first, I'm telling you guys, like this was like for my first child, right? My second child was like a different story. Do I have to get an epidural? I don't think it's necessary to get an epidural. So, but it still depends on you. I don't think anybody will tell you, I don't think anybody can tell you to take, like to have epidural or not. It's totally your choice. If you feel like the pain you're experiencing, the pain you're feeling is a lot and you cannot go with it, you cannot do it the natural way, then definitely you can ask for an epidural, and you can afford it, then definitely you can ask for an epidural. But I haven't like used an epidural for any of my pregnancies, any of my delivery. So I can't really advise on that. Don't really know much about it. So yeah. But if you can afford it and you feel like you're going through a lot of pain that you cannot handle naturally, then definitely ask for an epidural. So it's your choice. I feel like epidural is like a thing of like choice and finance. So yeah, so I'm actually done with the makeup. I'm done with the makeup. I'm going to be answering the last question. So how long does labor actually last? So like I said, I think it's relative. It depends on your situation, right? So if it's just a normal, delivery, like you're not having any complication, it's not that serious, then it's just going to last maybe like 4 hours, I think. For me, I think my first baby, my first child, my first son, labor lasted for, I would say, 8 hours. 8 hours, but it was 8 hours. It wasn't even that long, right? Because the labor started at home the previous. My second, I think it was faster for my second child. It was faster. The only thing was that I had a bit of like complication that made it stay a bit longer. So I had a situation that where the placenta wasn't like coming out, right? So it took a lot of time for the placenta to come out. Depending on your situation, so depending on how serious, how complicated your situation is, then your labor could go longer or could get shorter. So it depends. I don't think there's a standard or this is the number of like hours or the duration that labor actually lasts. So yeah, so that's like basically it. I like my makeup. I like how I look. I like the simplicity of the look. Yadi yadi yadi, fits and complements my outfit. So yeah. So thank you guys for watching this video. I'm going to see you guys on my next one. Stay tuned because I'm coming like hot, like more videos, back to back. Like I'm back.